Hey, Exoticals, it's your girl back with another Exotical rant. You know what I was just thinking about? I was just thinking about a lot of girls want to level up, but they don't know how. They're all like, hey, Exotical rant, how do I get started? Like, how do you get started with the level up? What do you do first? Let's get right into it. Or they want to level up because they're like, hey, I made some mistakes. How can I still level up? Like, I kind of was like Ciara. I had a baby, and it didn't work out with that guy. How can I get another guy on his level or better? Can I level up like Ciara? I think you can. I think you can level up like Ciara did, but on a different level. If you're not already you're not already around affluent men, you can probably still level up to a decent provider in your life. It just depends on what type of men you're around. Are you around affluent men like Ciara was because she's just in that industry with a lot of millionaires? Are you around six-figure men? You got to evaluate where you're at. Like, what kind of men do you come in contact with? Do you come in contact with a lot of business owners? If you come in contact with a lot of local business owners, you can definitely still have a good lifestyle and level up and meet a good guy. He may not be a millionaire, but he may be doing very well in your area and be able to take care of you and whatever kids you may have. It just depends, so you have to evaluate am I around a lot of guys that are entrepreneurs? Am I around a lot of guys that are like, they're union, they're in union. So they have like really good pensions. You know what I'm saying? You got to figure out what type of men that you come in contact with a lot, or what kind of men that you want to come in contact with you a lot. Again, positioning yourself is the key to it. Positioning yourself around the men that you want to date and marry is the key to this. Not necessarily let me just go after rich guys. Okay, that may or may not work. It depends. You have to have a plan in place and really position yourself as a young exotical to be around these type of men. Most women, like around the ages of 24 to 35, they really are searching for that long-term commitment, i.e. marriage. So if you're looking for that, positioning yourself will be key. Going to places that affluent men or men that you want to date are go to. Like, a lot of women go to let's go to the church's single night. There's no men at that church, okay? The men at that church are either A, married already and cheating, B, gay and going both ways, So if you don't want that type of man, I would stay out of the churches, okay? You can meet a guy at church, but I wouldn't put my focus there when I go to church, if that makes sense. You can meet somebody nice. But if you're going to these kind of very, I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but if you're going to a lot of i.e. black churches, I'm going to be honest with you, there's no man there that you probably would want to date. A majority of the time that you would want to date. Okay. I found overly religious guys to be kind of crazy or broke or a combination of it. Or just overly controlling because they're trying to use religion to control their life, their woman, and everything about themselves. So that could be a lot for some young girl to deal with. So I would never try to tell you to lean toward that way, because it's just going to be a lot. For somebody that has grew up in the church, somebody that has been around that type as a young lady, as a young adult, I was around a lot of so-called church activities, and I met a lot of these church guys. Trust me, you don't want to date them, especially if you're going to a predominantly black church. They're not guys that you would want to date per se. Even when I went to white churches as well, because two of my aunts go to white churches. So I've been to white churches as well. Those guys, I wouldn't want to date them really either because sometimes they live double lives. They try to act like they're perfect when literally no man is perfect. And they try to put on a persona so hard. And then when you find out the truth about them, it's ew, they're living double lives. So I would kind of steer away from that as a girl that's getting married the first time. especially if you're between the ages again of like 24 and 35. I probably would shy away from that. Again, because a lot of people in the church are very deceptive. And you kind of want to meet a guy and know what you're dealing with, because he's not putting on a persona for you because he wants to look like a good Christian man, you know? So I would steer away from that. I would try to level up based off going to places like I said, like a coffee shop during business hours that's in the business district, where professional men go to go grab a snack, or even a lunchtime spot. I would position myself there during the daytime hours, and like if I have to work, figure out working around those hours, around normal business hours, so I have a better chance of meeting a quality guy. That's what I would do. It's about positioning. If you're in the U.S., I definitely would suggest go to coffee shops that are like non-logo coffee, like not like non-Starbucks coffee shops, you know, like non-popular, like go to like a little ritzy coffee shop that not a lot of people know about. You could do Starbucks, but I would try, because Starbucks is so busy, I would try one that's less busy, but it still has quality coffee and snacks and whatnot. But I would try that. For my girls that are outside of the U.S., you have so many options, because especially if you're living you're in some part of Europe, you're in London, you have a lot of options, because men come overseas to make money. A lot of men, like especially if you're looking for ball players and stuff like that, they go overseas to play. So you got to figure out overseas where they're going to play. Where are those D-League games at? And go to those games. You know, you have to come up with a plan that gets you where you want to be. Like, to level up, it's like a full-time job, and you have to treat it as such. You want to really position yourself for the level up. And positioning yourself. What does that mean? Okay, when you go out, every time you go out, please look put together. Wear dresses and skirts as much as you can. And they do not have to be short or skimpy, but just very ladylike dresses and skirts. I don't suggest you wearing really short skirts and dresses. No, wear something that's breathable, that's easy to wear. You can even have your sneakers on too. Put your little Keds on, or your little white sneakers on with it. You can do that look and still make it super feminine, super cute, especially if you have a lot of places to go to. You have to run a lot of errands and you're walking. So you can still wear that, but it brings up, when you wear dresses and skirts, men naturally are nicer to you and treat you like a lady. I've noticed they naturally are more attentive to you. So you have to put yourself in that mode. Definitely have some makeup on. If it's hot, don't be crazy. You're hot, if you stay in the South, you stay, in the Bible Belt and it's super hot, don't put on a heavy makeup. Be smart about it. Just do some matte lipstick, do some waterproof eyeliner, and you can get all of this from the dollar store. So it doesn't have to be expensive. So get that, start that, just get some lipstick, eyeliner. You can also get a light powder to put on your face just for the T-zone, but just be smart about it. You don't have to do too much, but you have to do just enough, if that makes sense. So get yourself together. And then it's hot, so you want to have good skincare so you don't have to wear a lot of makeup too. I think a lot of ladies kind of skip that. You don't want to have to wear a lot of makeup unless you're going on a date at night. Again, if it's hot, minimalism is your best friend. Okay. Just get a little bit of that e.l.f. Primer, the green one that stays on in heat. Put a little powder on. Put a little blush on, and make sure these are matte, so it doesn't get all weird looking. And just put it on, and just put a little bit on and touch it up depending on what you guys are going to do. If you have your skincare together, you're gonna naturally look good. So you can you'll just need some lip gloss, matte lip gloss, and some eyeliner if you have your skincare together. So really work on that skincare. And I know a lot of ladies between the ages of 24 and 35 have hormonal breakouts. So you might want to try using spearmint tea and milk thistle tea, twice a week for 15 days until, like your breakout clears up, because it's probably you're breaking out because of hormones, and that'll help get your hormones together. And in my tea, I like to mix a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of cumin, and a little bit of cinnamon, cumin, and a little bit of turmeric. And that really helps get my hormones together so I don't break out. So you have to figure out stuff that works for you. I know when I was younger, I used to have really bad periods, really have a lot of cramps and stuff. So I discovered this stuff from Garden of Life called PMS, and it has a lot of stuff we need during our cycle to regulate our hormones as well. That works. Let me know if you ladies want me to put it in the comments below. I will, because I still actually use it, because it has a lot of stuff that works for your body to just regulate your hormones if you're in a rush and you just gotta pop something, So I did that, and I really just worked on my feminine voice control. I worked on how I talked. So when I would meet somebody and they would be like, "Hi, how are you?" I would be like, "I'm doing well. How are you?" I really worked on my presentation, my ladylike skills, my manners. I was told by many men that I have excellent manners. And that's one reason they tried to talk to me, because my manners were excellent. When I would go places, I would treat the cashier or the server with such respect. People would naturally be nice to me and give me free things. So just doing little things like that with your femininity and not being in a rush. I think a lot of times a lot of women can't level up because they're always in a rush, jetting from one place to the next. Give yourself time. If you have to go somewhere, give yourself time to get there. Give yourself enough time. Try to get ready at least 3 or 4 hours beforehand, so you can always show up maybe an hour early or 30 minutes early, so you have a chance to walk around, observe the area, get comfortable, especially if you're going on a date or trying to freestyle. Give yourself some time, don't be always in a rush, but just give yourself time and realize leveling up, it takes time. I think a lot of people think it's going to happen overnight. Sometimes it could, you might be 1 in a million, but the rule is it takes time. You have to be on your P's and Q's for at least a couple months before you attract the guy you're probably really going to want to talk to. Really going to want to date, i.e. and it turn into something serious, So just give yourself time, give yourself grace, continue to work out. And even if it's 2 or 3 days a week, still work out. And I always suggest strength training and try to get your cardio in from walking, to work. Walking around, doing your daily activities, and do strength training when you have time to work out. But just getting those steps in, working on your fitness, your skincare, and natural looking makeup, because I definitely suggest makeup, but just natural looking. It doesn't have to, everything doesn't have to be natural, but you want it to be natural looking. When somebody sees you, they see, "Oh wow, she is naturally on point. I can deal with her." Because it's easy to see you. They're not seeing the makeup, but they're really just seeing you in your essence. And you want somebody to see that and approach you, So it'll be very natural. But you need to be calm, be collected, and realize it won't happen overnight, but you can level up. And these are the first steps. And just be patient with yourself. I think that's the most important thing, is be patient with yourself, love on yourself, make good, healthy foods for yourself. And just know, you can have a cheat day, once or twice a week. You can have a cheat meal or cheat here and there, but 80%, the 80-20 rule, 80% should be healthy, 20% can be whatever you want. So, ladies, you can level up. This is just your inspirational vitamin for today. You can level up. It does take time. It takes planning and preparation. Just be in an opportune zone for your opportunity. Be ready for it, okay? And everything happens when it's supposed to happen. So you being prepared all the time, things will naturally fall in place for you. So this is your girl with Exotical Rants, giving you another inspirational vitamin today. You can level up, start somewhere, and start today. Bye, ladies.